I'm not really an animal guy.
Huh. Are you allergic or?
As a child, I fell into a well filled with bats.
I really think a pet would be good for you.
These videos are not for children. If you're a children, then piss off.
Hey there, it's me, your least favorite YouTuber, the Infuso. And today, we're talking about a superhero movie with a star-studded cast. That's right, we're talking about the DC League of Super Pets. A sentence I never thought I'd say. But I mean, where's the lie? Because when I think about this film, that's the first thing that stands out to me. I mean, you got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson out here as Krypto the Superdog, John Krasinski as Superman, Olivia Wilde as Lois Lane, Mark Maron as Lex Luthor, Alfred Molina as Jor-El, Keanu Reeves as Batman, Kevin Hart as Ace the Bathound, and I didn't even mention Kate McKinnon, Ben Schwartz, Natasha Lyonne, Vanessa Bayer, Diego Luna, Keith David, Yvette Nicole Brown, the list goes on. No, seriously, I'm not even, there are more than I just listed, too. This is a real meeting of the minds. I mean, this movie got everyone they could get. If you had name value, they had a role for you. So I'm going to be upfront immediately here and say, I think this movie is pretty adorable. The tone is exactly what you'd expect for it to be. It's simple, but sweet. Kinda cute, and also very wholesome. The concept alone is pretty endearing. Lex Luthor's lab rat and literal guinea pig looks to take revenge on his behalf. She mistakes Lex Luthor for a colleague and a friend, her rightful owner. But in actuality, she was just another test subject. And the experiments that were done on her even caused her to lose her hair, much like her master before her. And I think it's a really nice touch that the character only believes her name is Lulu because she misread her test number. Regardless, she did become informed by their interaction, and she actually outsmarted one of the smartest men in the world by figuring out that orange kryptonite affects animals in the same manner that Earth's atmosphere affects Kryptonians. So she brings an orange kryptonite-carrying meteor to Earth, where it affects all the animals in the pet store in which he lives, giving PB the pig the ability to grow and shrink, Chip the squirrel the power to manipulate electricity, ironically gave Merton the turtle super speed, and giving the one-day Bathound Ace the power of invulnerability. Which to me was a little bit of a strange change, because traditionally, Ace doesn't really have any powers. The same way Batman doesn't have any powers. Just as Batman is only a man, Ace the Bathound is only a dog. And I think I kind of prefer it that way, because like Batman, it makes Ace look more brave and bold. But it's a mostly harmless change, and I really doubt the 6-year-olds watching this movie are going to be up in arms about it, so, don't worry. It's not something I'd personally do, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And it's not entirely without merit, as Ace's newfound powers do in fact play into the narrative. With Krypto being intentionally fed and currently digesting kryptonite, he's entirely without his powers. At the same point in time that this new team of furry friends have been infected with theirs. So Krypto takes on more of a coach-like role here, teaching the newer powered pets how to be heroes, all while Ace is teaching Krypto how to be a normal dog, at least attempting his very best. It's cute watching these two teach each other, but I still think that could have been done without the addition. You could have very well had Krypto teach Ace what it means to be a hero, sans powers, and Ace still could have taught Krypto how to be regular. Overall, this movie does feel very a tale of two cities for me. I think the movie's well animated, and I find myself impressed by a lot of these character designs, while also still feeling a little bit let down by others. Like Cyborg rocking half a fro? I don't know, man. At that point, just shave your head. All I'm saying is when I realized I only had hair on half my head, I made the decision to just go bald. I don't know, I just think that was a weird choice. It just kind of makes him look like he has an abstract Sherman Hemsley cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, who's that for? Who wants that? And I am not a big fan of the Batman design in this. It feels more like bad fan art than it does a character model in an actual Warner Brothers licensed film. But I do really like the Superman design here, with the exception of one major detail. I feel like they got everything perfect about the character except for the actual Superman emblem. Now this may sound nitpicky and dumb, but, shut up. This is my channel, I'll talk about what I want to. But for me, the darker background of the logo kind of implies a darker Superman, of which this is not. That's pretty much the Kingdom Come logo, a story that has a much less hopeful Superman and a much more grounded, serious, and of course darker take on the character. Whereas I feel like the Christopher Reeve Superman logo would have been much more appropriate and appreciated. Aesthetically, I can't help but think that that would look so much better, and tonally, it also feels like it would fit more here as well. Plus, what a callback. I mean, who doesn't love the classics? And it's not just the designs that I'm split 50-50 over. I feel very similarly about the performances in the movie. Take, for example, the main characters. I think The Rock really nails it in this role. Krypto, despite his years on Earth, still feels like a complete fish out of water, not sure how to act in or react to the world around him. He's so hopelessly naive and happily oblivious that his good-hearted, empty-headed nature is kinda infectious. He's goofy and unaware while still flaunting his confidence and at times cockiness any chance he gets. The Rock as Krypto is the absolute highlight of this movie. And I know some people have claimed that this is really just a narcissistic rock vehicle, all designed to show off his star power. And yeah, maybe it is, but I don't really mind it in this case. Because The Rock puts in the work for this character, managing to make him likable and, dare I say, lovable. I honestly probably would look forward to a sequel, and that's all because of The Rock's performance here. If he's in the movie, I'm in the theater. That is a DC, that is a promise to you. His interactions with Superman are both adorable and hilarious. Seeing Krypto's issues and insecurities about Superman's relationship with Lois Lane is always entertaining. It's a fun trope seeing man's best friend examine that friendship with man. Throwing in fame and superpowers does of course complicate things, and that's not a negative because it makes it that much more compelling as well. In contrast, I kind of feel like Kevin Hart was greatly miscast.
I'm afraid of dogs, alright? Full-grown German Shepherd.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I know exactly what this fictional dog would sound like if he could talk, but I doubt it would be Kevin Hart.
Damn!
It's a total mismatch. The voice doesn't seem right at all. It doesn't seem right coming out of the character model, it doesn't seem right for this character, the part doesn't seem right for Kevin Hart. And maybe that's partially because I was spoiled by a little show called Krypto the Superdog, and in that version of events, Batman's canine companion sounded like he was a carbon copy of his master, which is kind of cute and clever. You know, after all, they do say pets seem to take after their owners, so that seemed like a fitting and fun route to go. I will say I got more used to the voice as time went on. It was jarring immediately, but
It's not that bad, I'm tell you why.
But I got used to it because Kevin Hart's not bad here. I think he does a good enough job, but it's just, he shouldn't have been given this job. He doesn't fit the character, and the character doesn't fit his brand of comedy. Kevin Hart has always succeeded in roles where it allowed him to be unapologetically himself, to be loud, to be outrageous, to be funny. And Ace has always been depicted as a canine copycat of the Dark Knight. So when casting Ace, you should really be casting Batman, but as a German Shepherd. And I'm sorry, but I can't really see Kevin Hart as Batman. Or a German Shepherd, for that matter. Both John Krasinski and Keanu Reeves are sort of perfect as Superman and Batman. They kind of toe the line between honest portrayals and outright parodies of the characters very well. Especially Krasinski. I think that they come across as the characters we know and love, just now viewed under a satiric light. In contrast, I did not like Aquaman, though. I enjoy the actor and a lot of his work, but this character just didn't seem like a great fit for him. I can't really hear him as Aquaman. Kate McKinnon unsurprisingly makes for a great campy cartoon antagonist. She's sort of tailor-made for this kind of thing, so it doesn't surprise me that she's awesome at it. I mean, you could easily put this woman in an old episode of the 1960s Batman series, or an old Power Rangers episode, and nobody would know the difference. She'd feel right at home. She's also the other highlight of this movie. I'd probably put her on the same par as The Rock here. And if this was anybody else, I would say that she exceeded my expectations. But since it's Kate McKinnon we're talking about, I always had high expectations for her to begin with, so I think that she kind of met my expectations. I was a little underwhelmed by Lex Luthor, but that might just be me, and I can accept that. It's just not necessarily the voice I'd expect to hear come out of his mouth. I'm not knocking the performance itself, because Mark always comes across as legitimate. It's just, again, the voice. There are a lot of other pretty solid performances here. Vanessa Bayer as PB, Diego Luna as Chip. Each one of the guinea pigs are great, but I don't necessarily have a lot to say about them, other than I enjoy them. There are plenty of laughs to be had throughout, usually at the expense of the plot or the overall continuity. There's references to the death of Superman and even some of the most iconic DC films. Not to mention that the soundtrack is riddled with these characters' famous themes and songs from their movies. These were probably the parts I appreciated the most because I'm a giant nerd. The movie is fun, campy, and lighthearted, but it still surprisingly goes to some sad territories. I was getting some serious Jessie from Toy Story 2 montage vibes from Ace's backstory. They throw it in last minute and it's short, but it's effectively sad and manages to make you feel for the character. I'm not going to say that it's going to make you cry, but some people may shed a tear. The opening of the movie showing Krypton's destruction, as baby Superman sadly reaches out to Krypto before his rocket takes off. I mean, come on guys! You want to see a grown man cry? Because you're about to! In all seriousness, I think this movie mostly succeeds in all it attempts to do. The moments where it wanted to be fun, it was kind of fun. The moments where it wanted to be funny, it was pretty funny. And the moments where it wanted to be sentimental, oh god, was it sentimental. While I mostly like this movie, there's still some things I'm a little bit annoyed by. Like the marketing for this movie. It's total bullshit. A complete fabrication. You're shown the dogs bonding with their owners and being decked out in superhero gear. Hell, the cover of the movie is the dogs in their superhero gear. But that literally only happens right before the credits. Which is weird. That's a strange thing to build up to in the last minute of the movie when it is the entire basis of your marketing. That would be like if they promoted the first Shrek movie using only Ogre Fiona pictures. Or if the movie Orphan's tagline was, "She's actually an adult." It's just an odd choice. I mean, I get why you used it in marketing. Obviously, having a bunch of animals dressed up as famous superheroes is more likely to put butts in seats than just having a bunch of random animals. But why wouldn't you have introduced this aspect to the film earlier on? You could have set this up. I mean, it would have been easy to do. I mean, I get that you wanted them to meet their eventual owners at the end of the movie, which in of itself is another creative decision that confuses me. But there were ways to still make this work. The pig already idolized Wonder Woman at the beginning of the movie. You could have very easily worked her into the costume. Ace is stern and grumpy like Batman. Maybe Krypto could have made that correlation and somehow got his paws on the suit. And the turtle literally has the same exact power as the Flash, so there would be reason for her to do that too. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. This is just off the top of my head. It just seems like you could have incorporated the element to your movie that you focused on in marketing a little bit more. Despite my minor gripes, I would definitely recommend this movie to fans who like the more lighthearted and less serious takes on the DC universe, and I would absolutely recommend it to families to watch together. I think the kids will probably like it, the parents will at the very least find it cute, and if the parent is a DC fan, will probably find themselves laughing a lot more throughout. So with all that being said, if you like this video and would be interested in hearing me talk about Krypto the Superdog, let me know in the comment section below by leaving a comment saying,
"Yes, it is I, Log L."
I was your least favorite YouTuber, V Infuso, and I thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.
I am vengeance. I am the night, and that was V Infuso. Just remember, if you're not tuning in, then you're missing out.
So, if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too would like to become a V-generate, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, nerds!
And if you're not joining the fun, you're in for one bad day. And you know what they say about having one bad day?
Catch him next time. Same bat time. Same bat channel.